Welcome to the fourth episode of our Turbocharged SDLC, the Agentic AI Era series. Today we are joined by Umesh Kanade, VP Center of Excellence at Harbinger Group. Welcome, UK, to this show. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How about you?
Doing well, thank you. Well, you're looking very sharp.
Thanks for a compliment.
And I like the look as well. We are like chalk and cheese. Well, today, first of all, thanks for coming here. I know you're building a lot of frameworks and products and components and stuff like that, and Agentic AI you're using quite a bit. So today we want to understand primarily about the security and monitoring aspect. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and ideas about how does one use Agentic AI in security and monitoring.
Thank you for having me, and very much excited to be part of this conversation.
Umesh, let me start with my first question. Can Agentic AI proactively identify and remediate vulnerabilities during the development cycle? Is that possible?
Very interesting question, Shrikant. Well, traditionally we have been using static security tools like SonarQube and multiple similar application scanners. But now with Agentic AI, which actively participates in the development process like a vigilant co-engineer, these agents continuously monitor code repositories, track changes in real time, and apply contextual reasoning to detect the risky patterns very early in the game. For example, during code commits, an Agentic AI can spot outdated libraries or unsafe input handling, and then automatically raise your pull request with some remediation suggestions also. This is already happening in secure DevOps pipelines, where you integrate with AI assistants like GitHub Copilot, where you can specify security rules. What makes Agentic AI very different here is it's an autonomous loop, which it just doesn't alert, but it reasons, recommends, and in some setups it can even implement low-risk patches as well, where you have very controlled settings, that way accelerating the time from detection to a fix. I can give a couple of more examples here. In Visual Studio Code, developers using tools like GitHub Advanced Security, which is more powerful and increasingly Agentic AI ready solution, which specifically when paired with GitHub Copilot and GitHub Actions as well. We get inline suggestions not just for the bugs, but for risky patterns like hard-coded secrets or unsafe SQL queries. The agent doesn't just flag the issue, it can propose a fix, open a GitHub PR, and even block CI/CD pipeline if the risk threshold is exceeded. So we are seeing product teams reduce their average time to remediation by up 50 to 60%. Why? Because the agent evaluated every code change of the business critical risk before it was even committed, giving developers feedback right at the moment of creation and not after deployment. It's like having a security engineer embedded right in your IDE working 24/7. How cool is that?
That's very interesting, Umesh. We all know that AI is used for creating all kinds of spams and attacks and so forth. However, can AI agents simulate these adversarial attacks to harden the application security?
Yes, very well, Shrikant. And this is one of the most exciting development in security automation. Agentic AI can now simulate adversarial scenarios by probing your application like a threat actor would do, right? Something like looking for logic flaws, input anomalies, or even LLM prompt vulnerabilities. In practice, it's like AI agent generating malformed inputs or attempting buffer overflows or crafting prompt injection attacks against maybe your chatbot APIs. And it can then report the system's behavior or recommend some protective prompts or suggest validation gates, what are required, and so on. So we have seen success with tools like Microsoft's counterfeit framework, Meta's AI red teaming, where AI mimics real-world threats to uncover blind spots. in some of the applications where attackers are really trying to do some malicious impact. It's like having an always-on red team right inside in your CI/CD pipeline. Now there are more open source LLMs for red teaming with more offensive AI agents that are also referring maybe OAP's top 10 guidelines on AI vulnerabilities. These agents simulate adversaries like trying prompt injections or token limit exploits or even chain input attacks against the large language models. They are used in staging environments to see where the system breaks before the real attacker actually trying to do. So recently, in a HR tech company, we integrated one such agent into their test pipeline that helped uncover a chained attack vector where an LLM was misinterpreting user intent in a performance support bot. A red team agent triggered it during the simulated conversation, which would otherwise gone completely unnoticed until post-deployment. So this kind of preemptive stress testing makes the app more safer and much before it hits the production. So nowadays, this agentic AI is increasingly used not just to defend, but to attack more ethically.
Sounds amazing. Lastly, let's talk about compliance and regulations. Can you share examples where AI agents helped automate compliance checks and maintain the regulatory security standards?
Certainly, Shrikant. One of the most impactful use cases of agentic AI, I would say, is in compliance automation. Specifically in industries like HR, healthcare, finance, or even the enterprise-grade SaaS platforms which are handling a lot of personal data. Let me give you a recent example. One of our customer integrated an AI agent into their code review that cross-checked new features against GDPR clauses, ensuring no personally identifiable information that was stored without a consent or without logging outside approved regions. If violations were detected, the agent flagged the lines, explained the risk in natural language, and link relevant regulatory requirements. Similarly, in a healthcare system where we are working on an AI agent to help maintain the HIPAA compliance by scanning